And we are live. And welcome to my birthday stream. Today's my birthday. And I just want to do this live stream and have some fun. Chop it up and stuff like that. So, since nobody's here, let me go over some news. What's in the news today? Oh, great. What? Tom Brady's going back to the Super Bowl. Well, I hope he loses. Yeah, I hope Tom Brady loses because I'm a Colts fan, and three of those rings should have been ours. I'm just saying. I hope he loses. But yeah, today's my birthday. 38 years old. It's been a heck of a 38 years, but that's how long I've been on the planet. Was born in Indianapolis, Indiana, in 1983, and yeah, born in the middle of winter. Aquarius. Can't make that stuff up. But yeah, today's my birthday. Just had some just really had some chips and queso, nothing big. How's it going, Sir Anthony? Sir Anthony, thanks for showing up. Um, but I don't want to spend the whole time talking about me. What else is happening in the news today? Oh yeah, the Democrats claim ran on getting you $2,000 checks in Georgia. They won those elections. And now they're talking about giving you a $1,400 check. And that's not even the funny part. The funny part is they don't want to give it to you immediately like they campaigned on. They want to give it to you in March or maybe even April. Yeah. Well, they had to get. That's right. They had to get $5 trillion to people who don't pay taxes right away, and but you have to wait. But you have to wait 3 or 4 months to get relief. Get another relief package. We got that crap they call six. We got that $600 check, which is half of what they gave back in March. Crazy stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy news going on. We got a new president. I don't like him either. But I told people you're just trading one racist for another. No one paid attention. It is what it is. But Joe Biden's your new president, and I hope for the best. I hope he doesn't screw us over, but I won't hold my breath. I'm not going to hold my breath on that. He's probably going to screw us over, but we'll see what happens. But it's been a crazy year already. For those of you who don't know, we lost Larry King passed away. I think last week or something. Crazy stuff. Didn't see that coming. Yeah, you're right. You're right, sir. Anthony. They don't know what they're doing. Um, you would think they were supposed to be. They're supposed to be our better. They're supposed to be our smarter than us. But I just don't see. I don't see how you talking about waiting 2 3 months to give a stimulus check when you're in the middle of a depression and a pandemic. I can see if there was nothing going on. There was nothing going on, but you want to give you want to hold up giving relief when in the middle of a depression and a pandemic. Have you lost your mind? But you get the wealthiest people who don't pay taxes a $5 trillion bailout. Um, hey Nicole, how you doing? How you feeling? You want to come up? There you go. Give me just a second. All right, where is that? Let's see. Invite, copy, and paste. There you go. Oh boy, getting used to StreamYard. There she is.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you. 38.
Wow. All right, old man.
very, very funny. You
I'm
ain't that
just
far
playing.
behind me. How you feeling?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I come home early.
Okay.
I work from 7 to 1, three
Oh,
days a
okay.
week. So yeah, I'm okay. How you feeling? How you enjoying your day?
I'm enjoying it. How's
Hmm.
well, how both of y'all doing?
Yeah, she's just moving. Like I don't feel the kicks specifically, but I feel it's like a fluttering feeling, like a little butterfly in there.
Oh wow.
So it's kind of weird, but yeah. So I know where she's like putting most of her weight because that side hurts. So like the pelvic bone start on the left side hurts. I know she's
Ooh.
moving that way and probably like trying to push her feet or stretch her legs out, and that will hurt. And then on the like on my back, it hurts sometimes.
Oh wow.
But she's active, so yeah,
Ooh.
she's only gonna
Salute
get bigger.
salute Aquateching. So what's your take on these new strands of COVID that are coming out?
Oh, yeah, I was looking at some things about it. I think it's gonna just make it harder to vaccinate people, and if because they're thinking that the mutations are worse than some of the strains from last year.
Ooh.
And so it may just make it harder to treat people, but hopefully people are doing the same thing they've been doing from last year. They're not changing their routine as much just because we got a different president.
Yeah.
Just because Biden's there doesn't mean that the virus is gone, or subsiding. But it just may make it harder because any strain that comes this year will be different from the strain that they used to develop the vaccines last year. So
Wow.
that's the main thing. I can't take it. Like my doctors won't let me.
Oh,
But
oh, because of the pregnancy. Okay.
Yeah, and even though there are a lot of articles that say doctors are encouraging pregnant women to take it, I mean, a lot of the women were like, no, so they're just staying at home. I don't blame them
Oh,
because you don't know, like,
wow.
if the vaccine gives your child a palsy, how are you gonna know? Um, you don't. Nobody wants their child born with a palsy
Yeah.
or having issues like that. So yeah, I think the strains, as long as you're doing, most people are doing what they're doing now, staying safe. I think it's okay. I don't
Hmm.
think it's that bad, but I just hope people aren't getting, becoming complacent. That's all.
Yeah. Easy to do. A quick clarification: the nurse I told you about on your stream, she
Mhm.
had her babies before she got the vaccine, and
Okay.
I haven't seen them personally, but I've seen video of them. As far as I can tell, they're healthy.
Yeah. Well, she had them before the vaccine, so yeah. And believe it or not, like even though a woman that's pregnant, the babies actually are more protected than you are, obviously,
Really, I didn't know that.
because yeah, because I mean you're taking in everything from the outside, but they have a high immune system, and you have to think they're growing very fast, so the cells they are multiplying so fast.
They're adapting. Okay.
Um, yeah, yeah. So you can easily adapt. Now, if there's a congenital issue with the child, like they have some type of suppressed immune system from the germ layer, from the genetics, then that's a different story. But for the most part, yeah, the babies are pretty healthy. You know, it's just a matter of getting something like a vaccine. That's a different thing because that you don't know. There aren't. I mean, think
Wow.
about it. There aren't any studies on pregnant women for the vaccine.
Mhm.
Who would want?
Now,
I wouldn't. No one want to do that study.
yeah, she did. The nurse I was talking about, she did a video about taking the second shot. The second shot, she's a nurse.
Hmm.
She has to work on the COVID floor now for obvious reasons. But she said she was sick for a couple days after the second
Yeah.
shot. She said first shot went fine. Her arm was sore. That's normal if you ever had a flu shot. But the second shot, she had that sick feeling for a couple days, which is not fun whatsoever.
Yeah. 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 They probably gave her a lot of instructions of what to do while for about a week or so while after she got it. Can't be around babies that much.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously she can't breastfeed. Obviously she can't do anything like kissing them or anything like that. Like you're not. I mean, you should limit that, of course, because it's not like a regular vaccine. It's
Hmm.
a live. Pretty much, I would say. I mean, it's pretty much like a live virus.
Oh
It's
wow.
the sequence of it. So I would prefer people to assume it's a live virus, than to just be like, oh, whatever. Like the people in my job that they be getting the first and second round, they show up to work. I'm like, what the hell you doing here?
Ooh.
Why you here? you know, and I'm like on the on the prowl with my binoculars looking. Why you here? Hello, in my little my loudspeaker. You had a second phase, second round of vaccine. Yeah, I had a second round. Take your ass home. What you doing here? Like that's how I
Oh
feel.
wow.
I feel like I need a megaphone and a binoculars. Like you look like you sick. You had the vaccine? Yeah, I had it. Take your ass home. Like go home.
Mm.
Because you should be at work. You know what I'm saying? Like if anything could
Yeah.
happen to you, you could be in your car driving and then just get super tired, or have some type of allergic reaction at any time. And they just showing up to work. I was like, and I'm there. So I'm sitting here like and then these fools ain't even telling nobody they had the vaccine.
Er? Ooh.
Right. They didn't even tell anybody. They were just like
If
showing up,
I can
like
understand
what?
if you are at another workplace, but in your field where it takes a year or something to really do it, I'm like, okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've
That's
been
what I'm
telling
saying. Be
people. I'm
careful
like,
around your coworkers. Be careful if you have to leave your house and go work with coworkers. Please be careful because people they're not obligated to tell you if they've gotten the vaccine or not. People are on the second round already. And they are at the point now where some people have had the first and second round.
Oh wow.
So they, it's been over a month for them. I'm just like, y'all fools didn't think to tell me, and I'm sitting here like not knowing anything. So
Mm.
it's crazy. But yeah, Sir Anthony was saying, what's going on, Aquatechie in the chat? But he asked, do T cells have anything to do with protecting a fetus? Yes, yes. Do you have fetal T cells of the child, and then T cells that the mother has. So
Oh wow.
if there's no crossover reaction, if there's no antibody reaction between the mother and the fetus, then you're good to go. But sometimes there's issues where the mother's immune system will actually attack the fetus, and the mother has to take medication to prevent that from, killing the fetus. And that is
Oh
one thing that
wow.
happens. I don't have that issue, but a lot of women do have that issue. They test positive for antibody cross reactivity, which indicates that her T cells and B cells don't recognize the baby as just a baby. It recognizes as a problem,
Oh oh
like some invading force that's here. We got to
oh
get rid of
no.
it, you know.
So they'll try. Oh man, that's scary. So you saying it's
Yeah.
try it would try to attack the baby?
Yes. And so the mother's T cells and mother's immune system would attempt to attack, because at that point, this is like early stage pregnancy.
Yeah.
The baby's T cells are not really developed. They're still immature. They don't really know what's going on. But you have enough cells where there is some kind of response to protect itself. The blastocyst wants to protect itself. Which is the early stages of fetus. But the mother's body is more mature, and it knows this should not be here. But this is a complication that happens where the mom's immune system needs to like calm down some, just to
Okay.
let the child develop. And it's based on her genetics. And for me, I don't have that issue. um I don't know anybody in my family that has the issue, but I do have a friend where she almost lost her child because her immune system kept attacking the baby. It was like 4 or 5 weeks or something. And so she dealt with that pretty much the first trimester into the second trimester. She had to take this really strong medication to prevent the destruction.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, that I mean, it's all kinds of stuff you have to deal with. Like now they're doing a lot of testing. I still have to get I've gotten 2 COVID tests. They're both negative. Um,
Good.
but I had low iron, and I had issues with I think it was because I was wearing the mask so much, just wearing my mask every day and stuff, and I just like hard
Mm-hmm.
to breathe. And I was like, well, I'm breathing for two. Like this is not, normal to be walking around with a mask on all day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did faint and everything, and everything got taken care of. But they
Then
were
you
saying
said
like,
that you said you passed out. I was like, oh real? I was like, wow.
yeah, I fainted. I was like, I did not know where I was, what was going on. I had a good dream. I had some good sleep. That's all I know. And
You woke up
I
with
have like, I hadn't been sleeping well anyway. And
okay.
I was just like, they said, what was it? The mask was probably contributing to it, but they said I need to do better on my vitamins. Like my iron was low, and I
Okay.
had issues with like dehydration too. And
Ooh.
I was like, I thought I drank enough water. They were like, well, you can still get dehydrated fast. I'm like, oh God.
Oh
I'm like,
wow.
ugh.
Wait.
But
Then you said they told you were pregnant. You like you said what you said? Yeah, right.
yeah, because anyway, even if I wasn't, they were saying you still are dehydrated. You still need to like increase your vitamins, even if you weren't.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh wow, okay. I said, well, I didn't even know that. And they said one thing you can do, you can eat leafy greens. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. But
Not your
I thought
favorite
they were gonna
food?
say like liver. I thought they were gonna say like liver or
Ooh.
something. I can't stand liver for iron. I
Uh,
was like, no. Liver is just the
mm,
thought of it. It's like,
no.
no.
My
And I
grandmother.
didn't believe them. I was like, y'all lying, whatever.
My
Yeah,
grandmother
right.
liked liver, but that's not my cup of tea. She liked
Yeah, a
liver
lot of older
knives.
people like it. What is that? What is that about?
Well, I feel the same way. Believe it or not, I feel the same way about chitlins. So I don't get
Ooh, mm-mm,
it. I tried them once. That was enough.
mm-mm. I
Now
saw,
to my
you know what? Speaking of that, I was watching what is that on Food Network? Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. And he went to the guy with the white wild hair, and he went to this soul food diner, and they
oh.
made chitlins the traditional way. I was like, oh Lord. He tried it. He was like, this is an acquired taste. He was putting, he just doused, he took the cap off the hot sauce, just poured the hot sauce on. I was like, oh dang.
Oh, ooh, wow.
He said, I need this. She said, what you doing? You're gonna ruin the flavor. He said, I need this. I need it. He was just, I thought he was gonna put a bunch of mayonnaise on there. No, it was a white dude.
Oh, wow.
He just put hot sauce and he ate it. He said that didn't help at all. It's like,
I
wow.
know it didn't.
Wow.
To my late father's credit, I always knew what day Thanksgiving was because you
Oh,
could smell him cleaning those chitlins.
right. My
Because you got to
grandfather,
clean them.
yeah.
You could
Yeah, my
always.
late grandfather, same way. I knew it was when it was Christmas, when it was Easter. I
Oh
knew.
wow, we only
This
did.
is
He only did it during the Thanksgiving. Thank goodness. But
mm-mm.
I always knew when Thanksgiving was because you could smell him cleaning those chitlins.
Ugh.
Didn't matter what year it was, you could smell. You could smell him cleaning those chitlins.
Yeah, we come. I mean, yeah, because when we would pull up, it would be really cold, and we
Mm-hmm.
would pull up in the yard, and when you get out the car, you're
You
going
could
to the
probably
back of the
smell
car to get the gifts and stuff. I was like, what? Oh, I'm
him.
like, oh no. I'll just leave the gifts in the back of the car. I'm like, I mean, I'm not gonna take these inside because everything is gonna smell like chitlins now. I'm like, as
Mm-hmm.
soon as you open the door, because I mean, my grandma would have and my grandfather, they would have when he would come, they would have the chimney, the fireplace going. I used to swear, I was like, I swear, this chitlin smell is coming out of the chimney. It must be. It's got to be.
Wow.
Like, she would just have it just going, open the door, it just hits you in the face. I was like, oh my God, why? I'm like, why, Lord? Please tell me why. Why? And I was like, what is this? And then they eating it like it's just like a delicacy. I was like,
Yeah.
they're like, you don't want to try it? I was like, no, I just take some chicken. Like, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Aquatecky. It was so funky. I was like, the whole house is just a mess. Then
Oh
after we
yes.
eat, she's talking about some, you guys want to spend the night? No.
Woo.
Everybody, no. I mean, thank you for the offer, but we gonna go
Mm-hmm.
home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those were like the
Um,
days back then.
yeah. You also we didn't eat turkey a lot because it's me, him, and my mother.
Hmm.
Um, we ate duck. Believe it or not.
Oh wow, that's expensive.
Yeah, it was.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
the it's a little greasier, but it's better than dry turkey. That's for sure. There's nothing I hate
Yeah,
more than dry turkey.
yeah,
Juicy,
you're right. Yeah,
juicy turkey. I can handle juicy turkey, but dry turkey,
yeah, and that's the only thing that kind of deters me from eating turkey during the holidays as much. Because I'm like, if you don't have any gravy, then I can't work with this. Yeah.
Also, you got to make sure you thaw that thing out.
Hmm.
I learned the
Oh
hard
yeah,
way.
like days before. Yeah.
Yeah, days before because I didn't learn this cooking a turkey. I learned this cooking a ham. Believe it or not, I don't eat pork no more. But back when I was eating pork, I had this big ham, and I didn't thaw it out properly. I learned the hard way why you need to thaw that thing out once you put that thing in the oven because it'd be frozen in the mug in the middle. It doesn't matter how hot you have it.
Right. Yeah, you have to, and you have to because of crystals. Yeah, it just stays cold. So did you get a chance to go this past Christmas and Thanksgiving to see your family and stuff? Anybody in your family, or you just stayed where you are?
Stay where I was at. I was good. I'm good though.
Yeah, I bet your dad really could throw down. Your dad, your
Yeah.
mom, and your family. I bet they could throw down when it was holidays
Here's the
though.
funny part. My mom couldn't cook.
What? What? She couldn't cook nothing?
Barely.
Oh, what about mac and cheese? Now can't get that with mac and cheese.
She could barely cook that. Bless her heart. God rest her soul.
Oh, bless her heart. That's what the old people be saying. Oh, bless her heart. Oh, baby, bless your heart. You did your best.
Mm.
Now go somewhere and sit down. You done ran out. You
Yeah,
done
I learned to
ran
cook.
out now.
My father's the one that taught me how to cook.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um.
Wow.
Well, you have to understand he was married before he
Mm-hmm.
met my mother. So and that divorce did and that the marriage didn't turn out too well. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
But
Well, he brought that with him, and
mhm.
that pretty much saved your life right there, AB.
Yep.
You were like,
Yes, it did.
how am I gonna eat? So
Yep.
you
He
picked up a
started me
lot of
out with
skills from him.
yeah. He started me out with hot dogs and went from there. Also
Mhm.
that's where I picked up my programming from too. He
Oh,
was a
really?
programmer he was a programmer for Blue Cross and Blue Shield,
Wow.
uh,
Oh my
the
goodness.
insurance company. His main language was Cobalt. It's a
Mm-hmm.
language called Cobalt. I never really got into that language. It's an older language, but it just never really interested me for some odd reason. They didn't teach it in college, and it's a very wordy language.
Oh, I was about to ask you, is it more complex?
Yeah, it's more for like business structures and stuff.
Okay.
Finance
Yeah,
and
because
all
you have
that.
to like I was about to say finance, and you're organizing
Hmm.
files within files and
Oh yeah,
documents. A
oh, I'm
lot of
still
things
doing
that have to
that.
be in chronological order.
Yeah, I'm still doing that. You still have to do
Mhm.
that with programming. You have to know how to do file structures and stuff like that. That's just part of the
Yeah.
process.
And if you're dealing
That's
with like patient information, then you have to make sure things are in like for a particular like for a patient's recorded history within the system, everything has to be in chronological order and all that
yep.
changes of names and
Yeah, I don't.
yeah.
I would never want to set up a database for something like that. That's
Ugh, uh-uh.
that is a headache waiting to happen. I would never want to set up a database for something like that. I want to keep it simple.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it because like when I go to search something, just for my own records, I'm like, well, I need to go see, what the results for this or whatever. Like, I don't remember that stuff. And that's why we have like, you have your online database for yourself and your medical records and your billing and all that stuff.
Right.
You just click and there it is. I mean, it literally has a little folder. You just click and everything comes down. But I thought about it one day. I said, somebody has to program this
Oh yes.
and keep all the, photographs that you take
Mm-hmm.
of your test results and the PDFs and everything organized properly, and it automatically puts everything in order. PDFs in one section and images in another section, charts in another section. It just does it.
Yeah, I
And
can
I
tell you
thought
the
about it one day. I
computer.
was like, wow, this is kind of complex. And it's just one person.
I can tell you the computer doesn't know the difference. You got to tell it. If you don't
Oh
tell it,
wow.
it's gonna do whatever it does.
Hmm. It goes back to default setting.
Hmm. My mother used to tell me how they would call my father late at night because they couldn't figure something out. And she said my father usually said I ain't going in there tonight.
Right. He's like, I'm off spending time with my family.
Yep,
They'll see me tomorrow.
I'm probably the only reason he stopped smoking.
Wow.
He
Because
was
he
a
was like,
smoker.
look, I got to be here for this little boy.
Hmm.
Got to be here for this boy. Teach him how to
Yeah,
cook.
he made it till I was about 17.
Get him coding.
Unfortunately, he
You
died
said
my
what?
senior. He died my senior year.
Oh wow, my condolences. Oh wow,
That was 20 years ago.
that is, whew, that's hard.
Yeah,
That is really hard.
in
You
the
have
middle of
does
my
your dad have any brothers or anything?
he has a sister, but we don't really keep in contact.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not,
Mm-hmm.
a couple years ago, I helped bury his ex-wife passed away, and I went to her funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now,
Mm-hmm.
for the record, she was a sweet lady, at least to me. but the divorce wasn't pretty,
Yeah.
and had after effects.
Yeah. A lot of
But
stress.
but when I would talk to her, she was a sweet lady, and listening to her, I'm like, why did her and my father get a divorce? But it goes back to what BGS says the environment.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it has to do something outside of the house.
Uh,
Yeah,
and
it has to do with that.
and bear in mind, this is why I laugh at brothers talking about oh man, it's the baby boomers' fault. It's all BGS's fault. Guess when those two got divorced?
When
Back to late '60s.
what?
Oh
Oh
yes,
wow, that is oh
salute
wow,
double
that is
C.
way back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would
Oh
have to be
geez.
it would have to be easy. It was either the late '60s or the '70s because my parents were married in '74
Mm-hmm.
and they had me in '83.
Okay, yeah, it would have to be like maybe late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all my brothers and sisters are baby boomers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you're like you know, Jason has a few of his siblings are like that, the baby boomers. They're almost like
Oh really?
they're so much older than him. Yeah, that they're like uncles and aunts to him because they're so
Yeah,
much
pretty much.
older.
I
And
got
so he sees them as like he doesn't see them as his brothers and sisters because they were grown with children when he was born,
oh man, I know the feeling.
you know? So the
Yeah,
ones that are closest to him, they are I think the closest one to him is I think she's about 3 years older than him. And then the next one is like 5, and next one is like 8 years older. So they took care of him, helping raise him when
he
he was a
lucky
baby.
because I think my youngest is like 17 years to me,
Oh wow.
if
Whew,
not more. Uh,
that is
yeah,
so
yes,
far away.
yeah. All of my brothers and sisters are in BGS's range,
That is
age range.
crazy. You are the baby, baby, baby. You old enough to be their
Yes,
child.
yes. Oh, that's an understand. Uh, you shouldn't have said that. Some of my nieces and nephews are older than me, and the
Mm-hmm.
ones that are younger than me were born the same year.
Right. Yeah, that's Jason's family. Yep. It's 13 brothers and sisters that he has. You
Hmm.
know, all of them together is 13. And that is how it is for him. There are nieces and nephews that are like 2 years older, nieces and nephews that are the same age. They went to school together in Compton. They were all
Hmm.
running down the street, running away from Crips and Bloods, depending on which street they were on.
Ooh,
Like he's like, go down this street, that's the Crip street. Go down that street, that's the that's the Blood street. Oh, we gotta crisscross through the streets to get to school and
wow.
get home. And he said, but it was cool because I had my nephews with me. He calls them his brothers or his sisters, but those are his nephews and nieces. They were the same age, and some of them were like a couple years older. So it's like funny, like your niece is you're a senior in high school, and you're a sophomore, and she won't always pick at you and stuff because you got nobody took the bus. You walk home,
Yeah. Oh, it
and
gets better.
she picking at you. What's up, nephew?
Mhm.
She younger than you. She's older than you. Talking so what's going on, nephew? He's like, I'm your uncle. I'm your uncle. He's just like, oh really? Yeah. Look at my little uncle here. My little uncle. He's younger than me. I'm like, oh my god. But they
Oh, it
call
gets
him
better.
nephew just for like fun.
Mhm. My oldest great nephew's in his 20s.
Wow. Oh goodness. Like that is crazy. Like
Yeah.
I just thinking about that. Like, oh my goodness. Wow. Because like in my family, a lot of the kids are close together in age.
Hmm.
My
Now,
sister
actually,
and
I
I
got
are
a
11
lot of
months apart.
I got a lot of great nephews that are still, pre pubescent and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
But it's a mixture. Some of them are older. Some of them are adults now, and some still babies.
Yeah. There are some of his nieces are. But see, what happened is like his sister, she just turned, what is she? She turned 51, New Year's Eve, her birthday.
Oh,
So
that
she
happened
has
to
a
me like 10
son.
years ago. Well over 10 years ago.
Huh?
That happened to me like well over 10 years ago.
Oh, but she has a son that's that's his sophomore in college,
Mhm.
and then she has a daughter that's just entering high school. So I think she's just entering ninth grade now. And so there's a gap right there. And so he's like, well, I'm looking at my one nephew, this guy, he's a sophomore in college. He was like, but the other one, she's so young. So she is very close to the younger nieces and nephews and cousins and stuff that are like eighth grade, sixth grade, stuff like that. She's closer to them. And he's closer to the nephews and stuff that are in their mid 20s. He's
Ooh.
closer to them. So it's like there's like a separation because he's like 19. So the ones that are like 21, 23, he's closer to them.
Mhm.
So it's like separation, like right there. And I'm like, oh wow. He has other cousins that are like 30, but they're like, nah, they call him these are their cousins, but they call him nephew because he's young. And so like I know exactly what you're talking about. When I went to a few events before COVID, like going to house parties and stuff, everybody had like birthday parties. It's like every other week we going to a birthday party.
Mhm.
I would be so confused. I was like, who wait. Now whose child are you again? Like,
Mhm.
because everybody got at least 4 kids. And I was like, okay, and you're so and so's nephew, and they're like, no, I'm Uncle Jason's cousin. Why you call him Uncle Jason if you ain't his nephew? Like I'm confused. Well, I call him Uncle Jason because he's so much older than me. So that's your cousin. It'll like, yeah, it's my first cousin. Okay,
Oh
okay.
wow.
So what you call him again? It's Uncle Jason. Oh, like dang, like I'm lost. And then like his sisters be like, come here, baby. Like they call him babe and all this stuff. I'm like, that ain't your mama. Like he was like, well, they kind of like they raised me, so it's like he said he sees his mom like his grandma because she is so much older. His parents in their 70s. They're very old,
For
and it's
years I
like
thought I
you
was.
can see,
Mhm.
huh?
For years I thought my family was the only one like this.
No, no,
I thought everybody's family was like the
uh-uh,
Cosby Show or something. And I was like,
no. Mm-mm.
years later I found out I was like, no, everybody's family's a little messed up.
Yeah, I think it's because like everybody lives on their block. Well, most people that live in their block, they're from Belize or they're from Guatemala or they're from
Okay.
like Mexico or something. And so, I mean, oh my God, don't get me started on Mexican families because they can't talk. They be having like 20, 30, 50 kids like out there.
Ooh.
And they all like, this is my uncle, this is my auntie. And I'm like, wait, y'all the same age. How's that possible? But that's what they do. And
It
I'm like,
happened.
this is so confusing. So I've seen that. And it's like I would say families that have like more than 10 kids. And it's like they're back to back, but they are
Mhm.
then there's a few, it's like clusters. It's like you have 3 kids and then 5 years and you have another child and then 6 years and it's another child like that.
Mhm.
That's what happened. Because I look at their ages and I was like, it's like clustering
Well,
of,
black folk can't
and
talk. We
then
used
the
to have
parents got
kids.
married early. They got married
Mhm.
early in Belize. So like 15 and 17.
Mhm. Black folk can't talk.
So
We
by
used
the
to have
time
kids
she's
like that
16,
back
she
in the
got a
day.
child. Huh?
We used to have kids like that back in the day.
Right. Because
When
people
we had
had
the farm.
farms and
We
land. Because with my dad's family, it's the same way. Like everybody's back to back to back. And we have, oh my God, we have so many kids in the family, like cousins and nephews and little nieces and stuff. It's crazy.
Mhm.
On my dad's side, they have so many kids. I mean, it was 14 of them. And he said back then, you'd be surprised if a child made it past 2 years old
Oh.
because of poverty. And he said, it was crazy. Like, and you'd be surprised that the mom even made it. So
Ooh.
he said after he was
Yeah, I
like
knew
2 years
about
old when
that.
his
But I
mom
didn't know. I
passed.
didn't know it was the kids. I knew
Huh?
sometimes the mom didn't. I knew sometimes the mom didn't make it, but I didn't know it was like that with the kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes the children didn't make it,
Man.
didn't have enough nourishment, impoverished. I mean, people back then, they used to get in trouble for stealing sugar and stealing sugar cane, not even sugar. stealing sugarcane on people's property and stealing berries and apples and stuff,
Oh boy.
trying to get some sustenance because, maybe the cow died or, something happened. If the cow had some kind of mad cow disease or rabies or something, the cow died or you had to put the cow down, then, well, there
Oh
goes your
wow.
money right there. Your money just got a bullet in his head and
And we
nobody's
still
going to buy that meat because it's rotten.
and we still got these Negroes talking about, oh, it was great before the 50s and the 60s
Oh,
before the
please.
show and integration.
Please. I have to find that picture. I have to have my mom send it to me or something.
I like, did you
Picture
live
of
back then?
the
Because I've
shack
talked to.
that my dad grew up in. It was basically a shack. The roof was caving in, everything. It was just a one
Oh,
room shack, one room house, shotgun house. And it was
oh, I've heard
way in
about
the
those.
woods, you know.
I've heard about them
Yeah.
shotgun towns. You can see from the front to the back.
Yeah. Front to the back. And when you look through the front door, you go all the way to the back door. And if the back door is open and the front door is open at the same time, you see the outhouse
Oh,
at the back. That's all you have a view straight through the house to the outhouse. And that's it. Or the chicken coop. So they lived way out in the woods. And I was like, my dad took me out there to see the house, and it's just covered with kudzu and weeds and all kinds of stuff now. I was like, what in the world? You don't see any power lines. So they did not have any power at all. And he said, we had a big basin out here in the front, and you can see where the little spout comes up, where you pull the you push the lever down to get water coming out. And he said,
hmm
we wash our clothes right here on a washboard. I was like, oh wow, you can still see the hole in the ground, the pipe coming out of the ground. I was like, y'all didn't have regular water? He said, no, this is the well. We had to drive this hole down the ground to get water out of the ground. I was like, oh wow. The house was just covered. I mean, snakes, everything you could think of, just all over the place.
this
And
is South
lizards was
Carolina.
everywhere. Yeah,
Okay,
way
so
out in the
swamp.
cut.
So it's
Yeah,
a
it
swamp
was just
area.
he
Okay.
said, no, it's not. I'm from the upstate area. The
Okay.
lower part of the country, or lower part of the state, they call it low country. That's where you have a lot of the swamp and marshes and stuff, and you have crocodiles and everything out there. But
hmm
where I have the like my mother is from that area. She's from Charleston,
Okay.
way down in the in the low they call it low country. That's what it's called.
hmm
And in the upstate area, closer to the mountains, you still had people that lived way out in the woods and no electricity, no water, no gas, And I think people nowadays look at like, oh, well, they didn't have no gas bill, no water bill. Yeah, but look how hard it was to get water out the ground.
Yeah.
If it's 20 degrees outside,
Look how hard it was to raise animals, and.
yeah, if the water table is frozen over and you got a pipe going down the ground, you might not get water that day. You know,
hmm
you might, and back then they didn't have Aquafina and Dasani. You had to
or
figure it out. You had to
or
store
filters.
water some kind of way. You didn't have no filter, no Pure and Brita and all that stuff. So during the certain seasons, you had to store water, figure
Mhm.
out how to store water. And so he said what they would do is they would dig a hole and they would try to store water in these they had those big metal containers. They would store water in that. They would store water inside. They had a barn, but it was like a rickety little shack. It wasn't really a barn. Just enough for a cow and a horse because they had horse-drawn buggies back then too. You have to remember, like everybody didn't have cars.
Yep.
They would store water. He said his dad would pay somebody, this old white man, he would pay him up the road to store water for them in this old tank. And that was during the fall. So that come winter, they'd have water. They just go up there and get their water and bring it back. And he said,
Wow.
luckily he was a honorable man because he didn't steal
Yeah.
water. He didn't act like nothing happened. He's like, but my dad had a contract, with him, everything written out and signed. He said, but even then, he could have ripped up the contract or burned it and just said, well, I don't know what you're talking about, But he said he had some dignity about himself, and he kept his word, and he kept the contract.
Hmm.
So they did
You,
that.
you
And I
ever
mean, when I hear people talk about it wasn't that bad, I'm like, come on, man. Really?
mm, have you ever seen one of them old school lawnmowers
Oh yeah.
before they came to electric? I
Yeah.
was like, that's a lawnmower,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. I remember my grandfather having to he had a how they had the like knife sharpeners. He had a sharpener for
Hmm.
the blades because the blade he would like wipe the blades down with oil so they wouldn't rust after he cut the grass, and then he would and get the grass off of it and the dirt, and he would sharpen it when he was done. I was like,
Wow.
oh, I remember watching him do that. It was like a what is it called? Like a something, not astroplane. It's some kind of plane that he used, and it looked like a file. It looked like one of those long nail files, and he would just like rub it against the the blades. I was like, why are
Wow.
you doing that? And he was like, I got to keep these blades sharp. It's like, oh, okay. And I would sit there and watch him do that, and then he would roll it backwards and turn it up so it wouldn't
Hmm.
keep cutting, and he'd roll it backwards into the barn, close the door, and all the little chickens run out. and then he we walk in the house and get our little lemonade or whatever. But
Hmm.
I remember that my grandfather always wore his dungarees and a short sleeve button down shirt, the collar nice and
Oh
crisp.
wow.
My grandma, she would starch everything. I
I,
remember
I
those days.
I was lucky. Always had electrical lawnmower and tractor.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you living the
One
good
day,
life.
yeah. What one day, I was on the
Good life.
tractor and I made the mistake of rolling over at ant hill.
Oh no, Amy.
So the next thing I
Oh
know,
no.
I'm getting bit by ants, and my father's sitting there cracking up.
But you ride like, yeah, look at me, I'm right. Oh shit.
Yep,
It
I
just
rolled
hit you
over
all of a
an ant
sudden.
hill. Yep. Next thing I know, I'm getting bitten
Yeah,
on the back of my neck.
right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I used to ride on the tractor with my dad or something. I'd ride. He'd hold me in his lap and I'd be riding. And he was like,
Yeah.
go ahead and stir it. Go ahead and stir it. Go ahead. You gonna stir it? I'm like, yeah, I'll stir it. Steer the steer the wheel. I'm gonna
Hmm.
stir it. And all I'd be doing is like my little hand. I remember my little hand on the steering wheel, and I'm like, yay, I'm driving. And my little legs dangling. And I'm probably like 5, 6 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. He was like, okay, gonna
Oh,
steer it to the
salute,
left.
Doc. Good to see you.
Oh yeah, Dr. Dunbar, I see you in there. I wasn't looking at the chat earlier. Double C.
Hmm.
Oh, Eastover. Okay. Sir Anthony said he has family in Eastover,
Oh, okay.
South Carolina. The low
Yeah,
country is very different. The weather's different.
my mother's family's from Alabama.
Okay.
That's where my southern roots come from.
Yeah, everybody has southern roots. Have you for at least from somewhere, but have you taken a trip down there?
Not to Alabama. I may have been down there, but I don't remember it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's very different. Alabama is pretty flat. Alabama, Mississippi, pretty flat.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's I always think there's a reason why certain states are like shaped or cut out the way they are
Yeah.
with the boundaries. I mean, it's gonna follow the water, but yeah, Alabama is. I remember driving through Alabama because I drove from South Carolina to Los Angeles when I
Ooh,
first
that's a
came out
long
here.
drive.
Yeah, it was like 3 days, and we drove from upstate South Carolina. And we stopped in Shreveport, Louisiana, and
Ooh,
then we got up and we drove. Texas took a whole day.
yeah,
So we
that's
drove
about right.
all the way across Texas.
That's about right.
We stopped in New Mexico and then came out here.
Yep, I've
Huh?
been in the parts of Texas.
Oh yeah.
I've been to LA once, but I was like 7 or 8. I was real young.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't remember much about California, but I do remember those mountains. You can't miss those ice mountains, particularly
Yeah,
the
the
ice mountains.
mountains.
That you just can't get that. It's just a sight to see.
Yeah, the mountains are pretty good as far as the like we have this is our second snowstorm this week that we're in right now. One of them started like late
Oh, it snows there. I
Saturday.
didn't know that.
Yeah, it does snow. It snows out here. If you're up north enough, yeah, you get snow. I was
Okay.
driving earlier today. It was snowing because I have to come north. I don't live
Hmm.
anywhere in the downtown area, or I mean, even in downtown or West Hollywood, Santa Monica, it was cold today. I mean, like 50, and here 50 degrees is it's pretty chilly. It's pretty, it's pretty cold. You need a jacket. You need a little hoodie or something on. You're gonna freeze.
Oh wow.
Because the wind is blowing so hard, and people were like, I used to be like, whatever. When I first came out here, I was like, please. I lived in Philly. We had snow all the time, whatever, whatever. But yeah, I've gotten, I
Okay. So
guess,
you need a snow
acclimated to
block.
the weather
Okay.
here. I've gotten used to it. So like anything below 60, I'm like, I don't want it.
Hmm.
I don't want it. Like I'm just like, nope. So 50
I wish it
degrees
were
comes
below
from
50 here.
wind.
We got below 30 here.
Oh yeah. Mm.
It might go below zero here.
Ooh, oh yeah, you in Indiana. Woo. Mm-mm. I can't
Oh
do
yeah,
those days no more. I'm too old.
I laugh at people talking about their whole city shut down over a foot of snow. I was like, really? That, that's Tuesday for us.
That happened in
That's
Atlanta. It was like 6 inches. Shut down the whole state.
6 inches? Really?
Yeah, it was like one year they had like 6 inches of snow average,
That's Tuesday for us.
and they shut it down. It took me 3 hours to get home, but normally it would take me about 20 minutes.
We lucky. Sometimes
Like
we get
what
a
the
foot
heck?
of snow or more.
Yeah.
Plus the
Well, that's
ice
how it is
storm.
if you go to like San Bernardino, Big
Mm,
Bear, La Cañada, what's the other one? Angeles Forest, Mount Baldy, Mount Wilson, like any of those areas, like especially Angeles Forest, there's snow out there right now. And you can
okay.
see the snow from far away. Like if it hits certain parts of LA, you're gonna get it, whether you're in the mountains or not. You're gonna get it because the like what is it? The elevation drops for the snow. Like it was at 4,000 feet. So
Hmm.
we wouldn't see anything, no flakes or anything. Last night they said it's gonna drop to 1,500. I was like, oh shoot. So
Wow.
yeah, you might not have it stick, but it's gonna fall. And out here, people don't do well with precipitation. They
Oh.
just, I mean, they don't know what they're doing. They stop and taking pictures like it's a Hollywood movie or something. I'm like, what are you doing? You just see the lines of people on both sides of the road, like stopping, taking pictures and videos of themselves in the snow. I'm like, what
Like
are
they've
you
never
doing?
seen snow before. Well, I
It
guess they haven't. Mm.
no, it's very rare. It's very rare. Like I said, usually the snow stays in the upper atmosphere. You never see the snowflakes. It'll be 60 degrees down here
Oh,
on the
snap.
ground, but it's like
Sorry.
20, 23 degrees up there, up in the upper atmosphere. What were we gonna
My
say?
bad. I
All
didn't see.
right.
I'm sorry. My bad. I
There we
didn't see it.
go. There we go.
My bad. My
What's
bad, bro.
up,
I didn't
y'all?
Hey,
see
how are
it.
you
Not
doing?
much. Good. First of all, AB, happy birthday. Second, Nicole, congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. How's it
Yes,
going,
thank
Doc?
you.
Good, good. I see y'all talking about snow. I'm from Buffalo, so I know about
Oh,
snow.
okay. Okay.
I know about blizzards. I know about snowstorms. I know about all that. I know about going to high school in the snow, catching the public transportation in the snow,
Yep.
boots, shoveling,
Mm,
all that.
mm, mm.
Getting stuck in
Ooh,
the snow.
Getting stuck.
mm-mm.
Yep. Folks still having to go to work. Yep. All that. Layers and layers of clothes, snowsuits. Yep.
Mhm.
All that.
I left
Oh.
those days behind me. The only thing I have as a remnant of my time in the Northeast is a pair of Timberlands. That's it.
Oh.
Okay.
That's all I have. I
Okay.
have a puffy jacket, but it's packed away. I should probably take it out. But I have that, and that's it. Because like the area that I'm in is like north of Northridge, and so we
Uh huh.
have a lot of high winds and fire damage and stuff like that. But when I saw the snowflakes, I was like, okay, okay, this is what's up. I'm like, all right. But then I got kind of scared because the temperature in the car just kept going down lower. I was like, oh, let me get home. I was like, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
It was like 47 and it's like dropping 42. I looked at it again, it's like 38. I went, oh, okay. Stop. You can stop now. It just kept going. So when I finally got here, it said 33. I said, wait, where's that 50-degree weather y'all talked about? What's going on? It's gone.
Wow.
Yeah, when you go higher elevation, it just drops. Like BGS where he lives, they're not gonna see snow.
Okay.
He's down in like, what is that? The bowl. Like what is that? Like central LA, more probably central LA, or going towards like West LA. Like he's not gonna see any snow. He probably inside because he drinking some milk chocolate or with hot chocolate or something. It's 50 degrees. Woo,
Wow.
shit. Woo.
Wow.
He's probably inside. Like, I need my Bengay, my thick socks on. Because here, like I said, like people here, if it's below 75, they don't even want to go outside. It's like, oh, it's too windy.
Oh, really?
I want you
Yes,
with 75.
like they don't want to do anything.
We don't even wear a jacket when it's 75 here.
I don't either, but they're like, oh, it's too much, it's too windy. Like a couple of clouds hit the sky. Oh my gosh, no. They just act like
AB,
it's in the wind.
AB, where are you?
Indiana.
Indiana. Okay.
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay, so you're right there in the middle.
Yeah.
But Indiana's all flat, so y'all got those winds, right?
Yep.
Mm.
Sometimes it can get -10 here or worse.
Wow. See, that I don't like. I'll take the snow, but when you go outside and your fingers start going numb, I don't like that.
Oh yes, that can happen.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that can happen.
That is not right. Like, mm-mm. I don't like
right
that.
now, Northern Virginia is trying to.
You say what? Go ahead.
It's trying to do something right now. It's kind of sleeting and wet raining right now in Northern Virginia.
Okay.
I got one good snowstorm when I was home in Buffalo for Christmas.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
When I had to get out there and shovel my mother's driveway.
Oh yeah, still doing
but
that.
I got one good one. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So AB, you do anything special today, bro? You treat yourself to some cake or some liquor or something? Anything?
Some queso.
What kind of cake you getting?
Queso.
Okay.
Queso.
Okay, queso. From where?
Made it.
Really?
Made it. Okay.
Yeah, got some Blanco Velveeta cheese and some tomato and habaneros.
Oh, okay. And what you gonna drink with that?
I was gonna say, do you have a drink of choice?
Just some water. I don't drink like that.
Okay.
Oh, that's
She's
cold.
like,
That's cold. I want everybody else's drink because I can't. But that's cold. I'm drinking some water, aka champagne.
You gotta ask Charles about that. I don't drink like that. You gotta ask him about liquor. He would.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's a pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's different types of spirits out there. I'll probably just, if it was my birthday, I'll just, have a little basic champagne.
Yeah, Doc, I asked Nicole the same question. What's your take on these new strains of COVID that are coming out?
Well, as per usual on this, I defer to Nicole.
Okay.
But
fair enough.
But I mean, they've been talking about it for a while. It's a virus, so yeah, it's gonna mutate. I think as long as the vaccine still covers it, I think that's my main concern.
Yeah. I agree.
But what's interesting is I hear that they want to aggressively start opening stuff back up.
Yeah, I heard that today. I was like,
they got to make their precious money.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know how to interpret that.
Mm-mm.
Well, obviously they want to get the economy rolling again, but
yeah,
Do they know something we don't? Well, that's usually the case.
Yeah, that could be, of course, but I just I don't know. I'm just still skeptical about
Me
opening
too.
up. All of a sudden, like, hey, let's open up now. Okay, where did this come from? I mean, we knew they were gonna do it at some point. It's just for me, it just seems so drastic.
Yeah,
Like,
because my home state, Andrew Cuomo, he was really, really got to lock it down. We got to do this. We got to do that. And now he's like completely reverse course.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like, really?
that's what I was looking at. Even here, like, was a couple weeks ago, the governor Gavin Newsom was saying, oh, we're gonna have all these vaccines. They're gonna go out and we're gonna do what we can to stop the spread and slow everything down. And now he's like, get out of your house, get out, get out.
Oh God.
That's how I felt. Like I felt like he was yelling at me through the screen. I'm like, dude, you talking to me? I'm looking like, huh?
Yeah.
Felt like Robert De Niro or something. Like, what, you talking to me? Because he was just like, you're gonna get out of your house and you're gonna have so much fun. You're gonna enjoy yourself. Get out of your house and just enjoy outside. Enjoy the snow when these people can't even drive, when it's barely raining. Come on. It was so like so staged when he was saying. I said, how you flip up? You flip the script in 2 weeks. He's talking.
Yeah.
He has a different tune. And it's very similar, like you're saying, amongst several governors. And I'm looking like, huh? Like, and you just, for me myself, when I go to different facilities, I have to go to do my sample collections and stuff. They have so many protocols for us to follow, and that has not stopped. It's not going to stop.
Wow.
And they still have military at different hospitals. We still have the tan tents at different hospitals with military personnel walking around with uniforms on, and hazmat suits. I mean, they're military. So I'm looking like, if that's the case, what is he talking about? They're still here. Military people are still here. They didn't go anywhere just because they didn't say it. They didn't go anywhere. We still see them. Like, hey, we see military trucks going up and down the freeways. And it's not a lot like it was before, but they're here. We have quite a few bases and we see them. But he's like, oh yeah, go back. Just go ahead and go back. I'm like, all right. Like, he said something about shopping centers, and I was like, oh God. No. But yeah, I don't know. There has to be something we don't know. Maybe they'll require you to take the vaccine, and in order to, if you want to go back to work, gotta take the vaccine. You want to go shopping, gotta take the vaccine. That type of thing. That could be it.
Yeah, that's what
a lot of the vaccines spoiled. But
I heard that. I heard that.
Even here, a lot of them spoiled. Sat out too long.
Wow.
In several clinics and hospitals, they sat out too long, and people didn't come. They anticipated more people than the people that showed up. So they took out so many vials, and once you take them out of the liquid nitrogen or the dry ice or whatever they're stored in, you can't put them back. It's one time you take it out and that's it.
Just a minute, Nicole. Craig the head guy disagree. It's Rudy Giuliani's fault he's getting sued. But thanks for the birthday wish anyway.
Oh yeah, I thought that someone mentioned the other day, like they're like, oh, Trump gonna get sued soon. I'm like, what? But if it's Rudy Giuliani, it's like whatever. Hey, well, BGS, the tech guy.
Nicole, quick question. Do you see folks fleeing California for Texas? I mean, do you notice any flight, or is that just for leaving specific areas?
Yeah, BGS.
Yes, even when I looked at
BGS has talked about that. Some people are fleeing California.
Yeah, they had an article. I forget what company it was. It was like U-Haul or something. And they were talking about the percentage of people that have left different states. And, my dad brought it up to me. I think Valdez mentioned it too, once or twice. But it was like, California, I mean, is every state is more than 50% of the people have left the state and gone somewhere else. And the
Really?
number one state where people are going is Idaho, believe it or not.
Idaho?
Yeah, Idaho.
Idaho.
Right.
What's in Idaho?
I don't know.
Besides potato.
Besides potato, exactly. Besides potatoes and
Right.
nice
Besides
scenery or
potato.
something. I don't know. And cows, maybe. I don't know. But people are going there in very large numbers. That's the number one place to go. And South Carolina is like number 4, I think. My mom notices a lot of students from California, New Mexico that are in her classes.
Well, I don't know if you guys ever listen to Pastor Dowell, but he's been
I do.
encouraging folks to leave the city centers for a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go out, get some land, grow your own food, learn how to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pastor Dyer here. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't listened to him a little bit, but I'm subscribed to him.
Okay. Okay.
He said it's DGS's fault that Rudy Giuliani is getting sued. Wow.
Yeah, that's why I had to respond to no, it's not. That's his fault.
What's he getting sued for?
I don't know.
You know that company that does the voting, Dominion?
Oh, Dominion.
Dominion, yep.
Yeah, they're sued. He's getting sued, and that other lady, what's that lady's name? Sydney Powell's getting sued by them.
Oh yeah, I think she was getting sued for like close to $1 billion or something dollars, and I think Rudy Giuliani and Linwood and there was somebody else that was going to get sued. I forget who it was. It might have been Trump's son or something, but yeah, those two definitely, Sidney Powell. And I was like, well, I guess if they can find some evidence of these things happening, then, to take it to court. They couldn't get it in the court and have the evidence. If it's evidence, you can present it. You're obviously there to present it. They didn't. So I was like, okay, they ain't got no case.
Mm-hmm. It's called, they're suing them for defamation because they try to destroy their reputation.
Yeah. Yeah, a corporation is considered a person, so it's like defamation of character of a person.
Yeah, boy, don't get me started on the corporations is considered a person. I think that's bullshit. But
corporations are people. They're people too.
Bullshit. Shout out to BGS in the chat. That's some bullshit. Bullshit.
Corporations are people. Like Soylent Green. They're people. Like, no, that whole thing, I'm like, yeah, Dominion, they have a long history.
By people, but they have a long history of screwing people over.
Mm-hmm. Long history, Dominion specifically has a long history in this particular sector, that sector.
Yeah,
of making
I never heard of them. I never heard of them till this year. I mean, late last year that they were making voting software and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people didn't. They had I think what happened is the conspiracy theories, took over any possibility for them to present credible evidence that would be, sound and acceptable. They just their credible evidence it wasn't there. It was just lacking. And then if you have all the, testimonies from people that are very sketchy, it's like, I don't know. This is not working. This is not going to work. So yeah. And then at the same time, they've laid everything on the table at all these particular hearings or whatever they had going on in court. And then Rudy kept going harder and harder on it. I'm like, dude, you're going to destroy your reputation. What little reputation you have left, you're going to destroy it. Like, what are you doing? And he just kept going.
Of course.
That man worked so hard. He bled the hair dye out of his head. He was like, I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. No. Like, sit your little short behind down. You don't sit down somewhere, little man. Sit down, little man.
Well, doesn't matter. Trump's out now. Now we got to
Yeah,
deal with
that's what I'm
Biden.
saying.
Doesn't matter
They're
anymore.
still going hard. They're still going hard. What was that meme? I think Art of Igmore he ain't nothing for putting them memes up though. I think he shared on his community tab. He had that meme of Trump and pimps behind bars. And he had the public enemy. He had a public enemy. It was they had their faces on the cover.
Oh
I was
wow!
dying. I said, I think that was Art of Igmore. I was like, you ain't nothing for this.
You think that's bad?
Uh-uh.
You should look at the TikTok memes. The TikTok memes are even worse.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, they got. There's tons of videos of people putting a mouth over Trump's mouth and you motherfuckers. I won the election. Blah blah blah. You mother. It's hilarious.
That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, the internet is undefeated, so he should have kind of known that. And when he got up there on January 6th, talking some, I love you, we love you, go home. I'm like, what? We love you. These ain't your second grade kids. Like,
Boy.
it's just like, we love you. We know you got detention. Come home. You're still my son. No, that ain't what that is. I was like,
Here's the
what is
funny
he
thing.
talking
Here's
about?
what
We
I
love
was
you.
doing. Here's what I was doing on January 6th. I was a little tired, about to take a nap. I kind of turned on the hearing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to hear how they're gonna. I knew how they're gonna justify challenging these states. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting tired of this. I'm about to take a nap. I still had it on. Next thing I hear is them breaking in, and I'm thinking to
Oh,
myself, nah. Went to sleep in. When I woke up later, sure enough, they stormed the Capitol. I was like, really? I'm like,
wow.
I'm like,
That
really, y'all?
is this what we're doing with our time?
I mean, full disclosure, I voted for Trump, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to go protest for him. I mean, he lost the
Mhm.
election. What do you want? What do you want me to do? That's not my
Right. See,
problem.
that's why I have respect when someone when you say that, because I heard you say that you like on our New Styles panels, you were like, I voted for Trump, but I'm not about to do all that mess. And I said, I respect that. Hood conservatives, I don't know what they're doing, but they're
Uh,
kind of quiet and everything. And I said, at least you talk about policy, you talk about some of the history, the background of the party, things like that. That's very helpful.
I have to shout out
Mhm.
BGS again because he said when he got to the voter booth, he saw Kanye West's name on the ballot. And I have to admit, if I had saw Kanye West's name on the ballot, I may have punched that number too. I may
Same
have hit
here. Same here.
that. I may have
He was
hit that
like,
one too.
Kanye West. I'm gonna go ahead and vote for my boy. Go ahead and put it in
Yeah,
there. There you
right.
go. Yeah, I like that. I
Like
like that song,
Kanye
Jesus
West.
Walks. Kanye. Yeah, I like Jesus Walks. Yeah, Graduation was a good album. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was one of my favorites.
BGS got the old sound, the old man sound. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Us older folks. That's the sound we make. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I'll vote for him. Yep. Hey, walked down and tipped his hat. Thank you, man. They kept
Hey,
going on his way.
Doc, I missed
Well,
this. Where was that you were talking about earlier?
today we were talking about Chucks and Pearls,
Oh, I
cultural
missed that.
divisions, and the third party. So
Oh,
it just kind of
third
spread out
party.
from there.
Third party might be
So,
coming because we're not the
No,
only
this
one pissed at the Democrats.
well, it'll be hard to
Yeah, I know they need the money and
do one. But I'll tell you what. I think the master teachers out there. I opened up that stream by saying, you know what? I think I kind of want to figure out how to become a political agnostic so that I don't care.
yeah,
You know, so
yeah, that's
so,
true.
so that I'm
yeah.
not. Yeah, so that I'm not personally attached to what's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Very
really, I
hard.
really am interested in that now because, yeah, I'm kind of burnt out.
Me too.
But how do you do that living in DC though? Because you're surrounded by, so much around and it's hard to, it's easy to get pulled back in and
Yeah.
to the discussions, like, just hearing it. If you're just sitting well, I don't know about now, but I guess pre-COVID, if you're in a coffee shop or a diner or something, you're hearing someone, or a restaurant, and you're hearing someone say something, and or even on the television, they have things playing. You're literally in the city where these huge decisions are being made.
Mm-hmm.
How do
but
you deal with that?
you still, unless someone's in your face talking to you about it, if you're not watching CNN and MSNBC, you kind of do have a layer of protection. Because I let me tell you what happened. So when Trump first got in there was all this talk about how they were going to shut down certain government agencies, and I worked in one of those agencies, and business went on as usual. Business, I don't know if it's because of the part of the agency I'm in, but for me, it just kept going. And so my mom, I'm talking to her. She's like, "Are you okay? Are you still working?" Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, I just wanted to ask because I'm keep hearing these things." She watches Rachel Maddow every night.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, so and when I was home, I heard her listening to stuff in the morning. I hear her listening to stuff before she goes to bed, and I was just trying to like put my earbuds in so I didn't have to listen myself. But
oh wow,
I'm saying that to say that yeah, you can literally go to work your job. Your coworkers might talk about some stuff, but it's not like it's all in your face. Now people will bring stuff up. Like for example, I'm the treasurer of our alumni chapter for my HBCU, and people bring stuff up. I'm so glad Trump is gone, and I'm so glad this, and I thank God, and I'm kind of like, can we just get to chapter business? Do we need this? And then I'm in a text group with these people in the chapter, and of course Wednesday, in terms of the Chucks and the Pearls, they were going in, and I just kind of had to just kind of like not look at those messages. But they were all going in about the Chucks and the Pearls, and they were sending pictures with the pearls on, and it was like, oh God. So,
yeah,
but I'm saying that to say, yeah, I'm a little more interested in kind of doing the VGS thing now, where I'm kind of detached a little bit.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, AB, I just want to come up. I need to go upstairs and eat something and get ready for tomorrow. But hey, happy birthday, Nicole! I was gonna tap you at some point to see if you want to do an open science live stream where people could come and ask us anything sometime soon.
Yeah, that sounds good. I need to go back and listen to some of your G6PD presentations. I was working trying to fix a freaking microscope the other day, Saturday.
Yeah.
And then my signal was not good in that area. It's never good in the basement of the building. So
yeah.
I have to go back and listen to the rest of it. I heard some of it. It was good.
Okay.
I heard.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do a few more, and yeah, maybe we could get together just freestyle. Maybe we could open up with terrain theory.
Well, you better bring Doc Lecter with you. That's something he probably loves. He'll be like, look, you mortal, you mere mortals. You probably hear the lightsaber in the background. Like it sounds.
Yeah. That's gonna forever be our running joke, terrain theory.
I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna talk to him one day because it's sad because we are in the same state, and I'm gonna have to holler at him. He up north, but I'm gonna have to holler at him. Like what's going on, man? Like, because he's right there with Bishop and Artisan, I think. They're right around the same area. Bay Area. So up there up north. So Artisan, Bishop, and AM1, they're together, and
really?
they don't know each other like that, but they up there the same area. I'm down here. I'm like, dog, is it a like thought process up there? Like, what's going on? Is that spreading? I don't know. Bishop was like, no. No.
Wow.
So, yeah, that sounds good, though. I got to get off here, too. I got to start folding up this laundry.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'll set something up. I'll let you know. And AB, enjoy the rest of your day, bro.
All right.
Yeah. Have a good night.
All right.
All right, you guys take care.
Avery, happy birthday to you once again. I hope you enjoy your evening and get you some champagne. You know, Andre Champagne 6.99 in the store. Andre Champagne is 6.99. Who, if anybody know Andre Champagne, put a one in the chat. It's that cheap champagne, but it will knock you out.
Oh Lord.
Ask me how I know. Like this
Oh
real good. You only need one bottle. You're good. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna drive you to drink. But you know, you can always do the sparkling cider if that's that. You know,
yeah, I never
yeah.
tried that. I might try that.
And while you at it, get a bottle of Andre Champagne. They better be paying me for this promotion. 6.99. That's economical. You in COVID right now. It save you some money. They always got it right next to the Moet. The Moet right there in Champagne is like $13. Yeah. Go ahead and get that. 6.99. It's 7.05 when you get, well, it might be more for you. I don't know. 7.05 with a tax, good to go. Get you that little plastic cup. Don't be drinking outside the grocery store out the paper
No,
bag.
I ain't gonna do that.
I'm just playing with you. But yeah, you have a good evening. It was good talking to you.
You
As
too.
always. All
All
right.
right.
Bye.
Peace. All right, folks. I'm about to shut the stream down. Thanks for coming to my birthday stream. Y'all have a blessed day and have a good night. Thank you.